Hi, guys. Hi, a colleague of ours.
All right, so I think we are live with your Ontario Summit Team 2017. As everybody kind of gets logged in and all set up, we'll give everybody a couple minutes. Feel free to join the live chat on the YouTube channel, and that's where you can ask us some questions. I'll relay your questions off to our Spotlight speaker team hanging out here with us today. But take some time right now and go ahead and introduce yourselves on it. Holly, I love the sign.
I'm coming all the way from San Diego. It's a long flight, and I have the best demo slam. And so if you're thinking about demo slams already, and you should be, don't forget to vote for me.
With a beautiful sign. I like the pink. Good colors. But yep, take some time in the chat if you're watching live with us, and go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know where you're watching from and what you're most excited about the summit with. We'll give everybody probably a couple more minutes to get all logged in and all set up. I'll introduce myself while we are waiting. My name is Emily Fitzpatrick. I am based out of Fergus, Ontario, which is right around the corner from where our Ontario Summit will be located this year, out in Kitchener, Ontario. And I am one of the 3 team members from EdTechTeam Canada. Before that, I worked with Upper Grand District School Board as a math, computer science, and English as a second language teacher at the secondary school level. That's a big mouthful of words. All right, so it looks like we've got lots of people. We've got David from London hanging out with us, Andy from Brampton, Kim from Thornhill, 2 from Richmond Hill, Becky's in here from Kitchener, Mike's from Sarnia. So we've got everybody kind of all around Ontario hanging out with us, which is awesome.
I love Ontario. Yeah.
Holly, when was the last time you were in Ontario?
Like October or something, I think. I love Ontario. Favorite province after British Columbia.
Actually, like second.
Well, the British Columbia has sun.
If you look out your windows now, in most of Ontario, there is sun right now. Jeff's window and Sandra's window. All right, so Holly, do you want to get started? Do you want to let us know who you are, a little bit about yourself, and what you're most excited about for your second favorite province?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to talk about my sessions right now as well. I'm asking, that's a question mark. I didn't say A, and so you didn't understand me.
Exactly.
So I'm Holly, I'm from San Diego, and I'm super excited to be coming to Ontario again, because I think Ontario has one of the most unique school boards, because you could do all kinds of stuff in Ontario that other places can't do. So it's really fun to come to Ontario, because the stuff I talk about, people can actually do, because you have the freedom in Ontario. So I'm super excited to come there. Also super excited anytime to come and see Toronto as I fly in. But I'm going to be doing something special this time, so I hope you will come to my sessions, because I have a new book coming out. It's called The Google Infused Classroom. This is a printout of what the cover will now look like. It was looking different, but it's going to look like this. And I'm going to be doing my sessions based around my book. So we're going to look at how do you use Google to impact the pedagogy in your classroom. So one of the sessions I'm doing is going to be looking at demonstrations of learning, like how do we know what kids know using Google, and the other one is checks for understanding, like how do I check for understanding without grading all the time, and how do I use Google to do that effectively. And then I'm going to be doing an encore sessions in Ontario that I've done before, but they're so popular that we want to do them again. And it's one on asking the right questions. How do we get kids to ask their own questions and drive the instruction in your classroom based on their curiosity. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to come to Ontario. I'm looking for my jacket now because I don't have to wear it very often. I'll probably have to look for gloves and everything too. And I love wearing jackets and gloves, so thank you for having me. It's so much fun. Okay, so I can't wait to get there. And oh, if you're coming to the summit, can you bring me some poutine?
I think we can definitely make that happen. I'm sure there's some good places in Kitchener. Everybody will definitely be able to find you the best location for that. Love it. Thank you so much, Holly. Oh, go for it. Oh, yes. Don't forget to vote.
Okay,
so up next, let's go with Jeffrey. Do you want to go ahead, introduce yourself, and tell us what you're most excited about for the Ontario Summit coming up?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Jeff Humphries, and I live in Ottawa. Before joining EdTechTeam full-time, I worked for the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board as an itinerant teacher of assistive technology. And so now I'm working full-time with EdTechTeam, and I'm super excited to be in Ontario. Most of all, probably to beat Holly in the demo slam. That's probably my highlight. And also, you probably weren't aware that you're supposed to actually do something for this presentation. And so I thought I'd actually do maybe a screen share with you guys so you could actually see one of the cool tools that I will actually maybe be showcasing in my greatest hits session. And so I'm just going to a Google Doc, and some of you may not be aware yet, but Google Keep, which is an awesome kind of like a sticky note-taking app, which is on Android and iOS, and also on your PC or Chromebook, is now integrated right in Google Docs. And so if you go into a Google Doc and you go to Tools, you will see where it says Keep Notepad. And when I launch that, it actually launches all of my notes from my Google Keep. And what's really cool is you can just drag and drop your notes. They'll come, as well as drawings. And this is the coolest feature, I think, is that I can use my tablet or my phone to actually make a picture. Beautiful snowman, right? And I can just drag and drop them. So now I can actually bring pictures in, whether they're flowcharts or just images, right into my Google Docs right from my device. So that's kind of a cool thing that's coming out. It's just been launched. And I'm looking forward to showing that at the upcoming event. The other thing I'm going to be talking about is going to be Google Photos, kind of giving you a way how you can use your Google Photos for using it for digital portfolios and just kind of organizing yourself as well. And then I'm also going to be looking at probably Read and Write, the extension, to help those who are looking at tools for universal design for learning.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Was that your snowman or was that Olivia's snowman, your daughter's?
We'll say it was Olivia's.
For cute points, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. And we know a lot of our school boards here in Ontario do use Read and Write often. And those sessions will definitely help not only the teachers, but also the students on how to use it most effectively. So let's go back across the border. Chrystal, are you excited to come up to Ontario with us?
I'm so excited to come back to Ontario with all of you.
I know. So go ahead, Chrystal, introduce yourself. Let us know what you're most excited for.
Oh, goodness. There's so many things. Hi, everyone. I'm Chrystal Hoe. I live in the Boston area, and I teach at Hopkinton, where the Boston Marathon starts, which is a pretty awesome place to work. What am I most excited about? I'm so excited to keynote at your event. Hopefully, I can live up to Michelle Cordy because she's amazing. Things that I'm going to be teaching, we are a one-to-one school district, and so I'm going to be sharing a lot of our one-to-one workflow and what we do for assessments and what we do just in daily routines, which is going to be really fun. So I'll screen share as well. Since I'm prepared, I'm ready to go. Let's see if it works. Woohoo! All right. You see my screen? You're good? Okay. Here we go. So things that I love to show are different things that Google lets you connect with. So besides Google Keep in your Google Drive, there's all these really cool apps that you can connect with. And so you can search right within Google Apps. One of my favorites that we use a lot with projects and with administration and teachers is called Lucid Press and Lucid Charts. When you open it up, you get all these great free templates. Of course, you can use the paid version, but I like all the free ones because I work in education. And as you go through, you can choose any of these cool templates and make newsletters for your parents or really cool brochures or projects. And this is just an example of one that we do for our school. So hopefully you'll come to one of those cool, awesome sessions that I'll be doing. There we go, and I'm back. Woohoo! So it's snowy here in Boston. And other things I'm excited for? Definitely poutine. I love food and coffee, so I'm very excited.
Right, yeah. Chrystal, do you want to give us a tidbit what your closing keynote is about?
I would love to. So the topic is called Crowdsource EDU, and I'd like to talk about what types of questions we're asking students, how we're using crowdsourcing for the fullest effect, and other things that lead to just better engaging our students in the classroom.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. And I also like how you're focusing on questions as well, and Holly's sessions, the right question, and then digging deeper with the right question, really allows our students to ask those questions rather than just find the answers. Wonderful. All right, bouncing back up across the border to our bilingual extraordinaire, Marie-Andree. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Emily?
I am good.
Good.
I'm going to let you take it away in, I believe, 2 languages.
Well, I'll try. I'll try and mix it up. Donc, bonjour tout le monde. Mon nom, c'est Marie-Andree. Moi, je suis dans la région de Hawkesbury, dans l'est de l'Ontario. Donc, je suis à environ 6-7 heures de Kitchener, puis j'ai super hâte de revenir. I love to be back in Kitchener. It's my 3rd year at the Ontario Summit, and I love to connect with the French teachers from CSD, CCS, there's Viamonde, there's Providence as well, and all the FSL teachers from the York area and Toronto area. Alors, moi, je vais présenter différents ateliers en français. I will be doing one on sketchnoting. I'm not Sylvia Duckworth, but I love everything that she does, and she will be also doing one session, so I'll be doing one in French. Je vais aussi faire un atelier sur la documentation avec les outils Google. Jeffrey a mentionné Google Photos tantôt, Google Keep, Google Slide, Google Sites, un peu de tout ce qui est Google pour vous aider à recueillir des preuves d'apprentissage. Je vais aussi faire un atelier sur Google Présentation. Mais dans le fond, Google Présentation, ce que j'aime, puis je vais partager mon écran, c'est que c'est un outil qui peut nous permettre de faire à peu près tout, sauf des présentations, ou en fait faire des choses plus excitantes que des présentations. Donc, ce que j'aime de Google Présentation, c'est quand on va dans File ou Fichier, puis qu'on s'en va dans la configuration de la page, on peut changer le format de la page pour le mettre personnalisé. Donc, par exemple, disons que je ferais un 8,5 par 11 pour faire un format papier standard. Je pourrais faire un livre, y insérer des images, c'est un outil qui est super puissant, et ensuite l'exporter en format PDF pour en faire un livre numérique. Donc, j'adore Google Slides, really love this tool. I think it's really, really useful to do a lot more stuff than just doing slides. I'm trying to unshare my screen. There you go. Alors, j'ai fait ça en format bilingue. And Emily, I will have the pleasure to do a session with you, a bilingual session on Google certifications. So that'll be fun.
Yes, and hopefully by then I will know a little bit more of what you said other than like Google Keep and Google Slides.
There you go.
But Chrystal, you also speak French, right?
Oui, je parle français. Bonjour!
So I'm really excited that we get to bring kind of both languages out to the summit, knowing that a lot of our school boards here in Ontario are English, but then there's also French, and then we also have French immersion, as well as our core French students. So really being able to blend. Now, Marie, there is always the question, are your resources in English or are they in French?
The stuff that I present is in French. Donc, tout ce que je vais présenter sera en français. I work in French, so I mean, I tend to do everything in French because that's how I function. So, yes.
Wonderful. So there'll be lots for them to take back to their classes.
Mm-hmm.
That is in the language that they'll be speaking or teaching.
Yes, and I just want to make a note that we've got some other great presenters that are coming from Eastern Ontario and from Southern Ontario, all in French. Donc, shout out à mes amis de l'Est et les amis du Sud de la région de Toronto qui vont être là pour présenter en français.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, Marie. Let's go. Oh, go for. You speak French too, Holly?
En français. Votez pour moi.
I don't know what that means.
You just keep talking about voting for her.
Buckaroo.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So Rushton, you are up next. We'll go back down on the other side of the border. Rushton, do you speak French?
Je ne parle pas très bien français. J'ai étudié le français à l'Université d'Australie occidentale, mais j'ai oublié tout.
Look at this team. I love it. Learning things about you guys that I did not know. So
Well, that
great.
was about all my French right there. There was that and j'attends dans le bus, right? You know, there's something like that. But I think if you were watching this shindig and the thought of maybe I should go to this really cool, if you're doing that, you're probably thinking these people have a lot of fun. And if you have ever been to an EdTech team gig, you know that's a big part of it. But the fun is not fun that doesn't leave the bounds of serious learning, right? So a lot of what we're about is that opportunity to share really cool ideas. And for me, somebody made the mistake of making me your opening keynoter. Right? And what I'm going to talk about is making your school something special. And it just so happens there's a book by that name. Ding. All right, anyway, so for me, that's really about, you know, how do you do the basic things? How do you get activities, learning activities, to go from being good to great to the kind of things that kids will say, man, 10 years ago when we did that, oh, that was awesome. How do you get into that kind of space? Also, how do you get your team to kind of think about successes and foster and share them in really interesting ways so as to help your community better understand, you know, what your school is all about and how it's strong in this way and that. And how do you build the confidence of individual students and teachers? That kind of thing. So that's my big focus for the talk. But really for me, a lot of it comes down to the stories of our personal and professional experiences with technology and learning and getting kids to get into that space of like, whoa, that's so cool. You know, how do we get them there so that they're really excited to learn new things? And so for me, there's a story. I'll share a story. There was a time years ago, just 1 year, when I taught a junior high class, a middle school class, and I did that 1 year, just 1 year, and that was quite a year. And I had this kid in the class who she would come into the classroom the same way every day, just you know, just every day she'd be, and I'd just be like, hey, Christine, how you doing? And I'd be like, hope your day gets better. You know, so we got to this one point in the semester where I was teaching them how to make videos out of pictures. So, you know, slideshow videos, this kind of thing. And to do it, I showed pictures of my cats because my wife and I don't have children because we prefer cats. Thank you very much. And so anyway, in showing them the cats, I was like, here, you can take the pictures this way, you narrate it this way, and then you can put the video together. Give it a shot. Go. So all the kids start working on it. One kid gets up out of her desk and comes walking straight to me. It's Christina, right? So this is the one who comes into the door, you know, in the room the same way every day. So she's walking over to me like, oh, and I'm like, what changed, right? And she says, Mr. Hurley. And I said, yeah, hey, Christina, what you got? She said, yeah, we have cats too. And I was like, whoa, yeah, well, they're great, huh? And she said, yeah. I said, I'll bet you could make a video about your cats. And she said, yeah. And so give it a shot. So she goes off and like works on it. I'm like, wow, that was pretty cool. She comes into class the next day. Hey, Mr. Hurley. And I'm like, wow, okay. Point of this story, you never know what will connect you to a child, right? And when we look at all of these cool things about technology, the stuff that we're sharing in our sessions and the demo slams, you know, when we stop each other between the sessions and just share ideas, you know, at lunch, all of that, when we're doing all of that, we're creating the conditions where we have those connections that make kids go, I like this one. You know, and then get excited about their learning. But not to leave you without a tool, if you are on a Chromebook and you ever accidentally close a tab, you're like working on something and you close it and you're like, oh no, I wanted it to stay open. Oh, right? If that happens, which is horrible, I mean, what you can do is you can do Control-Shift-T and it will open that tab right back up. Mic drop right there. So this is the kind of stuff we do. It's fun. I hope that we're going to see you in Kitchener, and I hope I haven't talked way too long.
Not at all, Rushton. Can you give us a little bit of background on who you are?
Oh,
other than an awesome storyteller?
Here's this guy who's wearing a shirt. And anyway, so my background is I was a high school teacher of Japanese language for many years. That's a really fun thing. I spent time as a principal of a K-12 and then an online high school. And now I run a little nonprofit called Next Vista for Learning, nextvista.org. just like go to the site, just keep clicking around. It'll do great things for our traffic. But it's a library of videos by and for teachers and students everywhere. And we have about 2,000 videos on the site, just over. And it's all creative approaches to learning all sorts of different things. And it's my own little attempt to save the world from ignorance, one creative video at a time.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Rushton. I know there's quite a few people who are excited to have you keynote here and share more of your stories. Have you been to Ontario before?
I have. I went to Toronto in January once, and it was the coldest I had ever been. I was breathing in. My lungs could feel the cold air hit them, and I was aware of pain in my lungs. So yeah, it was like, this is a beautiful city, and this is the coldest I've ever been. So I'm kind of jazzed to be coming not in January and around a bunch of like warm and cool people as well. So there you go.
Awesome. Yes, hopefully we won't be as cold as we were in January and February back here in April. And then just so for anybody who's watching who might not know when the Ontario Summit is, the Ontario Summit's on April 8th and 9th. It's a Saturday and Sunday in Kitchener, Ontario. And the web link for it would be on.gaifsummit.com. Talking about being cold in Toronto, although, hey, it's a kitty cat, is Sandra. Sandra, can you let us know a little bit about yourself, as well as what you're most excited about?
Actually, it's not so cold today in Toronto, so I'm quite happy. Spring has arrived. Bonjour, je m'appelle Sandra. Ça c'est mon ami Pokeroo. I work at TVO as an instructional liaison, and I will be joining at the summit to present about pop culture themes and just creative ways that you can use some of the G Suite tools to do things that you sometimes feel like you can't do, but you can do for free using a lot of the tools using G Suite. So just creative ways, kind of like what Marie-Andree was sharing about. Actually, I'll share one example right now, which is a green screen magic. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of a demo. Hopefully my, I have to share my screen. 1 second. Okay. So this is our green screen magic. Can everyone see? This is a tool called LunaPic. So the cool thing about LunaPic, it's absolutely free. You can upload your image. You can see I have a green screen image over here. And if you go to edit, you can go to transparent background and then change the transparency of any color. Actually, it doesn't have to be green. I just happen to pick green because that's what we're often used to. And you can see that the green disappears and you can apply the threshold. Once you've done that, you can also crop the image if you don't like what's there, and you can use a rectangular shape, or you can even use a polygon freeform to crop the images around to what you want, and then crop it. Is everyone following still? Are you there?
Yep, that looks awesome.
Hello? Okay. You can see it creates a black. You can make it transparent again, but what ends up happening is you have a shape like this, and you can save the image either as a JPEG or a PNG. So I'm just going to save it as a PNG over here so I can move it to my green screen magic story. So you can see I can just plop it over. Oops. You can clear it a little bit more without the black. But now you have a story. So I'm just going to tell a little bit of story. Since Rushton shared a story today, I'm going to share mine. So once upon a time in a land not far away, fairy tales were retold in a special sort of way. Through green screen magic, those are my kids, and some simple little tricks, green screen was no more. Let's see what's in store. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the coolest of us all? Is it Anna and Elsa, or Red Riding Hood? Maybe it's Jack and Jill on a hill, or Humpty Dumpty sitting still. That's my Trump joke. Whatever it may be, imagination is the key. You can even join a challenge with Pick Forward's Twitter feed. So we do have an Ontarian who's been doing green screen magic through a Pick Forward challenge, and you can join in. Each week you'll see pictures upload it in green, change the background and post it, and join the global green screen scene. So these are all the people who have been part of the Pick Forward Challenge. And that's with Larissa Araj. So I think that should be clear. Sure, go ahead, give a cheer. I know you're all my fam. And I think that's a slam.
That is awesome.
I can't believe you wasted that not on your slam.
I've got another slam. I'm not a one slam man.
Ooh.
Somebody's been on my.
That was so awesome.
You had some pretty good mouse skills.
So Jeffrey's kind of worried for the Demo Slam. And for anybody who doesn't know what the Demo Slam is, it is a competition for bragging rights between all of the presenters and anybody else who would like to join in. You have 3 minutes to share your geekiest, funnest, poetic storytelling tool. And the rest of the attendees at the Ontario Summit are going to vote, like Holly's sign is showing you. So I'm looking forward to this Demo Slam. It is going to be pretty awesome. So great. And I like that I was Red Riding Hood. That like makes my day. I'm happy on that
I
one.
like to learn something new just on this hangout.
Yeah, and I
cool.
think that's really what we're going to bring in, as well as all of the awesome local presenters. I know there are about 44 other local presenters coming to share their knowledge here at the Ontario Summit too. And we're really focusing, it's our 5th year. We're all coming in with new tools. And like you were saying, Holly, with your book, that pedagogy first piece, it's no longer about can you click all of the buttons, it's how do we use this to really inspire and transform our classrooms and our students and make those connections like you were talking about, Rushton.
Well, speaking of what people were talking about, Sandra actually generated a question in there. Do you use green screens at your school, and how have you used them? And I'm up for hearing the answer to that as well. Sandra, talk to us.
Well, I like the tool a lot just because I like storytelling like you, Rushton. And so the idea that you can the students can put themselves in the story puts a different perspective to a story. They all of a sudden are now immersed in the story. And that puts them into context. It gives them an idea. If they're telling a story about refugees coming in from another country, they can be that refugee. They can be that nursery story rhyme. And now all of a sudden that whole idea of Jack and Jill going up the hill, getting pale water and then falling down, it's like, oh, when I fall down, it hurts. Like, so kids are immersed in the story. And then not only the green screen, you can actually use that. I'm going to be doing a session on board games and just talking a little bit about how you can use tools like LunaPick to create board games and the collaborative piece that comes in when you play board games, and how I know buying resources such as board games is often a challenge for teachers, but you can create your own board games so easily using G Suite tools, and the kids can benefit from all of those things that board games can bring in, and kids can create.
Are you going to do a session on this green screen?
I'm kind of tying it in with my board game, and then I have a storytelling session.
Okay.
And we were just talking with the hosts, so we were talking with Harry and Mark and Becky today, and we're actually going to have a green screen creation area at the Ontario Summit where you guys are going to be able to come and learn from Sandra, but then learn from each other on how to really make a green screen usable in your classroom.
Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people often use green screen tools such as Do Ink, but knowing that you have tools like this, you don't actually have to pay for the app for, I mean, $6.99, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, so I can't wait to showcase some like hack your classroom tricks on how to do it for less. Wonderful. Well, we are right at the end of our 30 minutes. We hope to all see you guys at the Ontario Summit in less than 3 weeks. It's coming right up at the start of April back in Kitchener, Ontario for the 5th year in a row. I know I'm super excited to be hanging out with not only the people you see on the screen, but everybody else, from local speakers to the superintendents to the administrators and the teachers and our educational assistants and our secretaries and everybody else who is going to be hanging out with us. Any final words, team?
I just want to say I'm super excited too, because this Kitchener Summit is kind of like known, I think, throughout the like EdTech world as being a big, fun summit. So I'm super excited to be going myself. So thank you for the invite, and I can't wait to hang out with Ontario teachers.
Mm-hmm. And I think the fact that it's going to be extra geeky and you're with a whole bunch of educators who are experts in their field, not only the presenters, but the participants themselves who have been doing amazing things. You're in a professional learning hub where you'll be learning from each other, which is amazing.
Yeah, just to kind of echo what Sandra said, is I think the biggest part and my favorite part about the summits is learning from the participants. That's where I get a lot of my good ideas from, is from seeing and listening to them. It's sort of teach the trainer, right? And that's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to learning some alongside with many of you.
Wonderful. Well, this is us signing off. We will see you on April 8th at Eastwood Collegiate in Kitchener, working with the Waterloo Region District School Board. Bye, guys.
À bientôt.
Bye-bye.
Bye.